Alright, so why do people spend so much on this damn shotgun? What is the deal with it? And why did I pick it? And what am I going to do with it? Well, there's a couple of different reasons. To the whiteboard of knowledge. Number one, it's chrome lined, which I'm a fan of chrome lining because I understand that chrome lining's awesome. I just like all my barrels chrome lined if possible. I mean, depending on the application. If it's something like a precision rifle, then to me it really don't matter. I would like to have the chrome lining anyway, but it all depends on the application. Anything I'm going to run hard, I want chrome lined. This is going to get run hard. Next reason, it's drop safe. So, a lot of shotguns, including the pig stick, and no, that's not a derogatory thing against cops. This is just called the pig stick because when I was growing up, if you're going to have a barbecue, here, piggy, piggy, piggy. So, this is the stick you put them down with. So, even the pig stick is not drop safe. Basically, with a lot of shotguns, what they do, and people don't understand why it's not drop safe, so they'll try to make these explanations, but they really don't know what they're talking about. So your hammer comes up, hits the firing pin, you pump it, it comes back down. Well, on like this Benelli and an AR-15, it's hinged. It's got two different latching mechanisms. So it comes down on a hinged latching mechanism. It hinges, you let go of the trigger, and it drops into the second position. So without the trigger being pulled, the hammer cannot drop. On the Mossberg, it's got a single hook. It does everything. So, you'd pull the trigger, it would let the hook go, it would go up, it would come back down, and then this hook it's got a spring on it, so it pushes the hook out of the way, and then it hooks the hammer. Well, the Mossberg isn't quite like that, it's got a little block that slides in and out of the way, but same principle. So when the shotgun's not drop safe, because it's only got one hook, it has to be on a spring, otherwise it would not be able to relatch. Well, unfortunately, if that spring gets weak, or you jar the shotgun just the right way, because it's spring, it's not a solid piece of metal, it'll slip off the hammer and set off the shotgun. The Mossberg has a block and it's in the front of the shotgun. So if it took the right forward force, like say I had a bayonet on here, and I hit something just the right way, it could set off the shotgun. Remingtons have the block in the back, so if I'm like butt stroking something, the momentum can release the hammer, and it sets off the round. Well, the Benelli uses a dual catch system, kind of like an AR-15. So you have one solid piece that can't be moved without pulling the trigger. So if it's on safety, that hammer absolutely cannot drop. And it uses the other side to catch the hammer. So that's pretty cool. Next reason, it doesn't have the suicide button. Now, if you don't believe me, go and check out a bunch of my other videos, but I have not run into any shotguns that have come across this table that do not operate in this fashion. So basically, the Benelli, how would I do this? So this button right here on the Benelli, it just drops the bolt. Notice it is not causing a double feed. Other shotguns, I press this button, it drops both shells into the carrier. And it causes a malfunction, so then you got to open it up and you got to try to fish the shells out of there. And it's really hard because they're under spring tension. I'm calling this the suicide button. The reason I call that is because it does two things. One, it drops the bolt. The second function it does is helps you unload the shotgun. Push in your load gate, press the button, pull out your shells. Okay, well, I got a cartridge in the chamber. I'm coming around the corner or whatever. I don't care what the reason is. Maybe you do a flying chest bump with your buddy because he did something awesome. The point is, this button gets pushed. Now you got a double feed. There's two cartridges in front of your tube, or in front of your load gate. So you'd fire, the bolt will come back to the rear, and now it's jammed. So now you gotta hold your bolt back, get your finger in there. Did I get it? Push that cartridge back inside the tube, and then you're ready to go. Definitely not ideal. On the Benelli, this one drops the shells. I'll press it. And you can only press it once. And this button does not drop another shell on top. Any other shotgun, if I were to press this button, it would cause a double feed, jam up the lifter, bring the whole shotgun down. Nothing. Drops a shell. Even the Mossberg 930 causes a malfunction. All those Armenian genocide blasters I've had in here cause a malfunction. Remingtons, when you press that button, it causes a malfunction. Beretta, when you press that button, it causes a malfunction. And I would just hate to have the shotgun, for whatever reason, I bump that button or the button gets pressed and now I've caused a malfunction I have to deal with. It'll fire the round inside the tube, but that's it. Then it's jammed up. Number 4, it looks cool as hell. Now, I went with this style of stock because pistol grip stocks, I can't stand them on shotguns. Because when I'm thinking shotguns, I'm thinking close quarter. So I want to keep my options open. Like if I want to butt stroke something or, what would you even call that? Spear something, I can move it around. It's not a problem. I have plenty of flexibility. When you have a pistol grip, let's say I were to go push somebody away or something like that, I would have to go in this direction. And it would be hard, because, you go up on your stock, so you'd be down on your pistol grip. Your stock is pretty much trapped by your arms, so it makes it difficult to do something like that. So I prefer not to have a pistol grip, and that was a hard decision to make. Because really, these should have that collapsible stock because they look just awesome. However, it's not a practical stock whatsoever. And this one kind of sucks too because it's got too long of a length of pull. When your length of pull is right, and you got it in the crook of your arm, your trigger finger will be inside the trigger guard. That's the perfect size, so you're nice and choked up on it. You can manage recoil. Good to go. So I don't know what I'm going to do about the stock. Maybe I can find a smaller butt pad or something. I don't know. I'd hate to just throw it away because it's brand new. Might wind up having to go with a Magpul stock like this one. So that we got to figure out what to do. We also need to name this bad boy. I name all my firearms just because. I don't know, maybe it's because I like 80s movies or what, but I just do. So any suggestions for names, put it in the comment section. Next reason, it's got low ghost ring sights. So on this Mossberg right here, the ghost ring sights are on top of the rail. You're looking at 1.25 inches high. On the Benelli, about 1/2 inch high. Why does that matter? Well, when it comes to shotguns, obviously a bead sight's as fast as you can get. Now, I get the purpose of ghost ring sights because it's to reduce the learning curve. If you gave a bunch of Marines bead sight shotguns, there is a learning curve. They would have to learn how to use the bead sight. On this, you can zero it, and because they're already familiar with the AR or the M16, once it's zeroed, they pull up and they're able to hit. There's no learning curve. So I get the point of ghost ring sights. However, you're sacrificing a lot of speed out of the shotgun. But when you bring your sights down, anytime you can get your sights lower to where it's more natural, you're going to pick up speed. These Mossberg sights were so high, I had to put on this massive cheek riser to even make them useful. Otherwise, it used to be like this, and I'm not even looking anywhere near the sight, so then I'd have to bring my head up, I'd have to find the sight, and it took a bit. Now that I got that on there, it's pretty damn quick. And these are low enough to where they're not totally useless. They're actually not that bad. Obviously, I'd like a bead sight, but the only semi-auto shotgun with a high capacity that looked cool as hell with a bead sight was the Mossberg 930 Home Security. And when you press this button, it jammed up the shotgun. So, that's why I didn't go with that. Plus, I really wanted a chrome line internals, and they don't do chrome lining. Now, FN does chrome lining, but again, I don't know about the button. And I haven't had a chance to have one across the table myself to be able to push that button to test it. But other than that, that's pretty much the basis of why I went with the shotgun, aside from the fact that, Biden's being stupid, and everybody's talking about gun control, and I'd hate to get it to where I've wanted this shotgun for so long, and then all of a sudden I can't get it anymore. So what am I going to do to customize this? Obviously a sling, because you got to have it. Then I got a new tube, and because these extensions are like $300, I just went ahead and ordered a whole new tube. Plus, I think it's ugly as hell when you have the little extension on there. And I went full Gucci, because when you're able to throw like $300 down, and I had to because the extension was 300 bucks, I went and got a carbon fiber tube, so I think that'll look pretty cool. I'm thinking about some sort of heat shield like this. Now, obviously, they don't make them for the Benelli, so there's going to be some fitting that's going to go in. But the overall barrel diameter is the same as a 590A1. So I should be able to get a 590A1 heat shield, do a little bit of fitting on the back. Because this has a taper on it, and Mossbergs don't. They're flat. So I'll have to do a little bit of fitting to get it to fit. Put that on there. Hopefully this should be wide enough, because I got this one right here. It does appear that it will be the right size to lock in there. And I'll have to cut space in the handguard, put trimming on it. And the Mossberg ones, they do also make them in the same exact color as the Benelli. So I think that'll look pretty cool. And I think that's probably all I'm going to do for modifications. Again, if you have any name suggestions, throw it in the comments down below. Because I do have to name this bad boy. Anyway, it kind of sucks it has a load gate. Because twin and quad loads are kind of hard. Like on the Mossberg. This is actually 2 shells. Piece of cake. On the Benelli, you know, maybe when it breaks in it'll get a little bit easier, but I can't do twins. I have to take a single one, push it down, and jam it in there. Really hoping that'll break in. If it doesn't and you guys have suggestions to make it easier to feed, let me know. That would be really appreciated. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you'd like to help support the channel, got my Patreon right there. I also have affiliate links in the description down below. Just by clicking on those links, even if you don't buy what the link is for, just by clicking on them and doing the Amazon shopping you're already going to do anyway, I get a little kickback for it because you came there off my channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And right there is my very first mistake. It's not the action I wanted, but it's the action I can get.
Oh, that's real good.
My house had got broken into. It's not the action I wanted, but it's the action I can get.
What a guy.